think the one thing they need to keep in mind is that I'm not saying that I don't know anything about Jaguars, but I did put the key in the key lock because I can't figure out like how to unlock the doors from the inside. And I just turned and held it, and all 3 windows went down except for this one. So this one just might not have power. So I did go inside and I did unlock it from obviously from the other side. But as far as cleanliness, I mean, I think it just needs like a nice detail. Probably the back here. Like I was looking at this stuff. That's just like, that will like just come off with your fingers. Got an Alpine stereo system, which I guess is factory. I have no idea. But I did feel like the wheel wells and stuff like that, and things feel pretty good. These are obviously definitely the wrong tires to have on there. What I'm thinking is, I want to pop this wheel off just to see what's going on with that center board, because pretty confident that these are BMW wheels. That I actually don't really know. But basically, everything that is in this car came with the car. So, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Like little kitty toys and CB radio. It looks like there's like a CB radio over there or something. I don't know. But we'll open all the doors. We'll let the car breathe. Let it do its thing. We're going to clean out the trunk, obviously, because of all the garbage that's in there. Open up this door. It's crazy. It's got big, massive rear doors, which is kind of neat. But looks like it's got some paperwork, vehicle manuals, and all that kind of stuff like in here. And I don't know what all that stuff is. Spare like lights and stuff or something. Jaguar manuals. Inside here, registration. We won't show original paperwork concerning that. I don't know what's in here. Yeah. And I did notice this right here. Is this like a Jaguar tool that comes like with the car? I don't know what the heck it is. I don't know what name brand it is. Probably China or Taiwan or something. I don't know, but not funny, huh? Be funny if this was actually something that came with the car. I have no idea. But we'll get a look under the seats. Take a look in the console here. Which, yeah, I think that's got some issues. Old Spice in there. A couple of other things. I don't know. Obviously the cup holder's got some kind of issue here. But we'll fix all that stuff. Yeah, there we go. Fixed. Is there another glove box? I don't know. Sometimes cars have multiple glove boxes. It's got these little seat pocket things. And then inside of here, it's got a rag. And then it has these like funky things here. Like what is... It's like a tray table or something. I don't get that. I don't know. It's neat, different. Kitty toys, blankets, jacket, books. Like I said, though, there was a CB radio here, I think. Yeah, a little Cobra CB radio. Wow, look at that. It's a Cobra CB radio. Look at that, a little baby Cobra. That's not bad. Little baby Cobra. And probably an empty box. Yeah, a battery charger. Spiderweb. Jaguar. Not too bad. So, we'll see what's going on in there. Looks like brake fluid dumped out and something, I don't know. And on this side, what do we got on this side? Anything in here? Light bulbs. We're going to be switching this thing depending upon, you know, how this car goes. My intent, obviously, is to LED everything, because that's just what I do. We'll put a higher quality LED in the lights. Hopefully it won't be an issue. I don't know if this car will like throw those like weird codes that sometimes cars do. But yeah, so that's it. So I'm actually going to take a couple of pictures for the Jaguar car forum thing that's on Facebook that I joined. I see this as being my ride. Absolutely. You know? So for now, for this particular vehicle, my weapons of choice right now are going to be my backpack blower. Use that for landscaping and general cleaning and blowing out of engine compartments and cars that are in rough shape. We've got my nice vacuum that my son got me. That is a VacMaster Professional. We also have my Jayco air gun to obviously, you know, throw some air in that tire. We'll check all the other 3 tires, see what's going on. And then, of course, we've got regular trash, and we have recycle. You definitely can't forget this bad boy right here. This is my Harbor Freight 3-ton Daytona jack. And this thing is basically the Snap-on of Harbor Freight. So, yeah, Harbor Freight, Snap-on tried to sue them because of that jack. And then we've got my 100-year-old Porta cable. It's really not 100, but it's close enough. So anyways, let's get to it. So here we go. Inside of the car, everything is actually all cleared out now. We've got a good pile of stuff actually behind the camera. Back seats look mint. Very minimal kind of anything. All this little stuff can get cleaned off. Pine needles, of course, in the gas thing cap. Little bit of an issue with the trunk. I'll show you what we're talking about, but I'm pretty sure with these cars, that area right there where the battery resides is probably always an issue with rust, just because, well, the battery sits there. And sometimes what can a battery do? A battery can leak. So passenger side rear, I'll show you what the issues with this is. It's no big deal, nothing that's major, I don't believe. And then driver's side, passenger side front, inside of here, absolutely mint, no big deal. And then, yes, pine needles and stuff on the engine compartment. Now, let me show you why this cardboard is here. So when you get under the car is when you start to see just a very minor, and I'm going to call it a minor issue because while it may be a part of the structure of the car, like it's technical, like a frame rail, it looked like something hit it. Just this very center piece. And if I take that passenger seat out, I have enough weight and force within my body that I can actually push that back out, I believe. Other than that, the undercarriage of this car, it's all undercoated. Everything actually looks really good. Very pleased. Very, very pleased with what I'm seeing under here. Obviously, there's some type of like an undercoating on these rocker panels. I don't know if that's factory. I'm thinking maybe it is because it does have that like factory look because it rolls all the way down to the pinch seam, which goes to probably the inner and outer rocker or structure. This is a rocker panel, but I don't know, maybe it's not anymore. Now let me show you the trunk. So in the trunk, same situation. This section of the trunk is popped up, but it's very minimal. I'm not exactly sure why it's popped up, but it can be just pushed down by hand. See what I'm saying? So it's got a couple of dents that are right here. We could probably check the underneath structure of that. It does look like somebody potentially took like a hammer or something and tried to, bang this out. So something had happened to this car, but the actual pan. So this is kind of like considered like the pan. I don't see any deformation around the rim of the pan, which I feel that's a good sign because at least that's showing that I don't believe there's any issues with the structure. The actual trunk pan isn't a big deal. It's just all it is a pan. I mean, cookie sheet, it's like a cookie sheet when you think about it. A cookie sheet can get deflected while soaking this trunk pan. So it must have had some type of like under impact or something. But overall, looking at this car, are you kidding me? So I don't even know. This looks like it's some kind of flap or something. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never had one of these, so I don't know. Oh, it looks like it's just the wiring. So we'll pop this battery out of here. Obviously clean out all the rust. That's just I think it's like a pad or something like that. But we'll clean out that rust. We'll see what's going on with that. We'll see why this trunk has a little bump in it. Obviously we saw, why the passenger side floor had a bump in it, but overall, all the bottoms of the doors look mint. I think it's a good find. So now, here's on to the contents. So obviously we had what looks to be possibly a full jack system to obviously raise and lower the vehicle in the case of an emergency. It does have, which I really don't know. I don't know if that's a spare. It doesn't look like it's a spare because of all the brake dust on it. But there is that wheel, which I'm assuming that might be some kind of a factory Jaguar or something. Multiple manuals. So we've actually got doubles and triples of manuals here. So we've got a green book, another old green book, a dealer directory and road atlas. That, I believe, is actually the contents for this car. But it's got an XJ series CD. I actually found two of those. One is cracked in half. It looks like it's got a quick guide, handbook, navigation, audio system, passport service, driver's handbook for two of them, vehicle care, and another driver's handbook supplemental. Then there was this right here, which is, I don't know, something Jaguar. It came with a rain jacket, came with a raincoat, an umbrella, came with, what is that, camouflage, like, funky looking, rain jacket or rain pants. Came with some kind of Dickies something. Now, I thought these floor mats were actually fake at first, but I'm actually starting to think that these are factory floor mats. So it's almost like a shag rug, which is kind of weird. And then these other mats were underneath. And then that says Jaguar on it, which gave me the impression that maybe these floor mats were supposed to be shag rug. And then in a Ziploc bag, open this. In a Ziploc bag, we got a bunch of keys to, like, I have no idea. So we've got Jaguar, okay? Three different types of, like, Jaguar keys. I don't know what that is. Obviously an air nozzle. Key, couple tools, I don't know. Kind of funky. And then obviously it looks like we had some coil pack replacements, some brake fluid, which is sealed, but it leaked out everywhere. Fortunately, I think it stayed contained to this. Probably just got to throw all that garbage away. Oh, except for this. What is that? I'm not going to throw that away. Looks like now we've got 2 jack handles. So, 2 jack handles. Then we had like some kind of jacket, XJ8 emblems right there for the trunk. Looks like the front license plate bracket. Came with a Porter Cable Meguiar's buffer polisher, which I think that's broken. Came with some interior lights, I believe. I haven't actually looked inside the car if that's actually for this car. And a whole ton of fuses. Came with another key, I have no idea. If I'm feeling Old Spicy, maybe I can go ahead and throw on some Old Spice. Maybe if I want to measure the hub bore on those wheels, because these are obviously BMW wheels. So maybe I can use that to measure the hub bore. Came with 2 forms of assistance for calling for help. So, number 1, came with a phone charging cable. So, like, if I get stranded on the side of the road, maybe I can charge my phone. And then it came with this bad boy right here. It's actually a Cobra 19 Ultra 3, which is a CB radio. It did come with the mirror for the passenger side. And while I'm working on it, because these electrical systems are known as a nightmare, it came with Advil. So I thought that was pretty good. And then when my blood pressure's rising, because, well, you know, Jaguar, came with a blood pressure cuff. And then when I'm crying my brains out, it actually came with Kleenex hand towels. And then it doesn't stop. I mean, it doesn't stop there. Came with actually cleaning wipes. So these are actually really good actual cleaning wipes that we can actually use for the vehicle. Came with some baby toys. I know that thing's actually something that you don't throw like that away. You don't throw that away either. Came with more baby toys in there. And then here you go. Because Jaguars are known, I know it, to potentially be, I should have that in the background, to potentially be electrical nightmares. There's a book that this car actually came with, which I kind of seem like is appropriate. So when you're trying to track down an electrical issue, you're trying to find it, right? So it came with its own Where's Waldo in Hollywood book. So yeah, a bunch of kids' books, and that's about it. Things all cleaned out. I'm gonna get a vacuum it out, close it up. I got a battery charge. I got the battery charger right now. You saw that. I think the battery that's in it is complete garbage. It's obviously not the right battery anyway, because the battery that this car needs is like, fills this whole trunk area. Again, electrical nightmare. There's a bunch of cut wires right here, which I have no idea what that monstrosity of wires is for. And I'm gonna have to figure that out. It looks like there's an electrical drain. Obviously there's the big massive fuse block. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I can't complain. Looks like there's a connector that's not connected there. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Again, this whole car is all new to me. So one of the first things I'm going to have to do is I'm going to leave the battery charger on there so at least it's getting power. I'm going to vacuum the whole trunk out. I'm going to blow all the rest of it out. I'll blow out the interior, and then I'll use my vacuum to kind of vacuum it out and kind of clean it up and make it look nice. And then maybe we'll hit it with the hose. I feel like I probably want to hit it with the hose, not when the direct sunlight is on it, only because I don't want to leave water spots. I mean, at this point, it probably doesn't matter anyway, so maybe I just changed my mind. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a Jaguar. It's cool, right? I mean, it looks sharp. Yeah, just got to continue the cleaning process. So we're in here, in the trunk, and one of the things that I had noticed was that there was this massive pigtail of wires. Had no idea, you know, why it was like that. And then my son is here, and we were crawling, looking around, looking up there, and we're trying to find if we can see a wire to pull to check for power at the fuel pump. And then he goes, "Hey, Dad, I think I found the other half of those wires." So for some strange reason, somebody took snips and just cut the whole pack of wires that go to all the lights and all the functions of this trunk. So no license plate lights, like he was saying, and whatever else the 1,000 wires do. That's a Jaguar for you, right? Yeah, so we're going to be diving into the trunk today. I'm going to go ahead and square away these wires here that were cut on the Jag, and then hopefully we can get the trunk to start working. So this is the start of day 2. Because of the unknowns of some of this wiring, I probably will have to snip back all the wires, obviously to expose, but not knowing if there's any corrosion stuck in these wires, because that could potentially be an issue. Like when I'm looking at this wire right here, you see the green corrosion in there. Yeah, so we'll have to strip these back, see what the condition of the wire is. Hopefully it doesn't travel too far in. We'll dip it in, yeah, we'll just solder them up. Put some heat shrink tubing over it, and we'll be good to go. Wiring for that trunk, I actually use a real deal fabric tape to wrap my wires when I'm done. And that little bulge right there, that's obviously each individual wire has been soldered and individually heat shrunk. And then I wrapped the wire loom completely all the way down to the joint that is right there. And that looks a lot better now. Now, obviously, I'll probably tuck this away some way. I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to be, but we'll figure it out. So anyways, that's at least the update for that. I can actually give you a crank sound, so you can actually hear that it does turn over. Still nothing, wherever the key is, still nothing on the fuel system. The car's been sitting long enough to where the fuel smells like lacquer. So all that fuel's got to get out of there. I assume that it should fire even on lacquer thinner or lacquer fuel. So we're getting nothing right now, but at least it does crank over. And the cranking sounds very, very consistent. So, see what I mean? So we have no dead cylinders, at least what I can hear with my ears. But hey, clock even works. I don't know if that's an issue, but the clock works. We are getting a couple of things coming up on the dashboard here. We've got system check, and it goes to no track. So we've got no track, and then we also have ASC not available. So I don't know if any of that stuff is, again, not ever having a Jag before. I don't know if that's like normal until the car starts, because maybe it hasn't been driven. I don't know. But normally it means that some kind of sensor or something is off. Maybe there's something unplugged. Maybe we've got a relay popped out. Not exactly sure, but the saga continues, or the project continues with this 2000 XJ8 Jag. All right, that's it.